With winter around the corner, it is time to start thinking about keeping you and your car safe for winter. But maintaining your vehicle as you brave all winter months doesn't have to be difficult. All you have to do is take a few precautions before the snow falls. Joining us now to help us out with all of this is Carla Lindsay, the owner of OK Tire in St. George. Welcome to What She Said.
Thank you.
So OK Tire is a full auto service provider, essentially covering everything from the front bumper to the back. And you're here today with some tips to protect our vehicle from seasonal wear and tear, starting with
a winter tune-up.
A tune-up.
Yeah, it's a very good idea to get your vehicle in the best condition it can be going into the winter months. And a tune-up's the first way to start that. Lube, oil, and filter. Mm-hmm. And also check and top up of all the fluids, the coolant, brakes, power steering, washer fluid, everything.
That kind of stuff.
All the fluids that need to be
and checking
topped up.
all the things that may, like side mirrors and I guess windshield wipers and things like that.
Before you go in, make a note of anything that you've noticed that's maybe been going on with your vehicle, any lights that are out, chips in the windshield, and side mirrors, anything, if your brakes are making any noise, your vehicle's not behaving as it normally should, make sure to mention that to your technicians.
My mechanic is a woman, and she always tells me that she worries about belts and hoses because they can react badly to cold.
The cold weather is really hard on belts and hoses, so you should make sure that your technicians check those out as well while you're having the service done.
Now, actually, Christine and I were talking about this earlier. We're going to mention tires. You do want to change your tires, but you were like, "What's the temperature when?"
Yeah, I mean,
difficult.
It's hard. You're trying to find that sweet spot to get it done before.
Pretty well, any time after Thanksgiving is. You're
so
ready.
Now we're all good to go.
We're all good to go. A lot of people wait till the first snow, and that is such a bad thing to do because everyone is wanting to get their tires on, and it can just cause such chaos. So anytime after Thanksgiving, and when the temperature is consistently around 7 degrees, like slightly above, slightly below, just 7 degrees is the
Really?
kind of
Yeah.
marker.
Because I heard if you drive your winter tires when it's over 10 degrees, it actually damages them.
It won't damage them. If it's consistently in the 20s, it will. The pavement doesn't get hot. If the temperature is 10 degrees, what wears out the tires is the hot pavement.
Oh.
So even though you can have some days that get to be 17, 18 degrees, the pavement's not getting hot. It's not going to wear your tires out.
Okay.
If it is very warm for a long period of time, it can.
Okay, now I heard something the other day that I have never heard of before, and because I've never heard of it, I'm going to assume somebody else out there hasn't heard of this. But filling your tires with nitrogen in the winter is better than regular air?
Nitrogen prevents the pressure fluctuation, so it just keeps your tires at a more even pressure, which is really great for fuel economy. I don't know if you've ever ridden a bicycle or pulled a wagon with a flat tire, and it's a lot harder to pedal, a lot harder to move. Same as your tires. If they're low in pressure, it's a lot harder for your vehicle to perform well.
Where do you get nitrogen?
At any garage, most garages have nitrogen.
Ever heard of? Has anybody ever said to you, "Do you want nitrogen in your winter tires this year?" It's never come up.
And the way you can tell if you have nitrogen in your tires is they will have a green valve cap on them. So it's an investment. I guess it would all vary on different areas. I know at my shop it's $10 per tire because you purchase the tanks, same as you do oxygen and acetylene. It's the nitrogen tanks to fill the tires.
But then what happens if your tire gets low and you can't just go and top it up anywhere?
Air is 80% nitrogen.
So it's not going to hurt it.
It's not going to hurt it if you top up with air and need a little here or there. But if you are losing pressure, then there's obviously something wrong with the tire. So when you get it fixed, they can top it up with the nitrogen as well. But if you're on the road and in an emergency situation and need to top it up, air is fine.
Battery check.
Yes, they do. The cold is terrible for your battery, and nobody wants to get stranded without a car starting and it's frigid outside. So, number one, you need your emergency kit, which will have booster cables in it. But you should also have that checked on the connections, cleanliness, and no corrosion. And batteries typically last about 5 years, and if you don't remember the last time you've changed your battery, it's probably time to do so. But there are tests. The garage can also test the cranking amps of the battery.
Wiper blades and washer fluid. It's always a good time. I'm terrible with my wiper blade. I know I need them in the spring because I turn the wiper on when there's ice on the screen. I know I shouldn't do
I have
that,
a new
but I do
car,
that.
so I think this year I'm okay.
I'm the worst person to talk to about that because I changed mine. They make fun of me at work because I'm always pulling it in, and as soon as there's the least little smear, I pull in the garage and say, I need new wiper blades. It's such a safety issue, being able to clearly see out your windshield. And if your windshield wipers aren't performing well, then the winter ones are aerodynamically designed to not lift in the winds, and they also will prevent ice and snow buildup. So they're a good investment to make. But being able to see is key to safety.
And in the winter, you want a washer fluid that's able to go down to low temperatures. Right?
Correct.
Okay.
Right.
Now, you mentioned an emergency kit, and you brought us a little one. I'm going to go through it. So in there, I definitely need new jumper cables. That's a must. You've got some...
I don't even have any.
Some gloves.
So this is great.
Do now.
I do.
Some gloves,
Yes.
because it's cold out there. And now what are these? We've got 2 different screwdrivers, some tape, and I guess that's a pressure gauge.
It is a tire pressure gauge.
You also say that this is very basic. You also think
basic.
are the things you want to have
for
in
a
your...
winter survival kit, you should pack some non-perishable foods, bottled water, make sure you have warm clothing or a blanket, flashlight with extra batteries, and flares, matches, those hot paws things.
Right.
Those would be
I
great.
have a candle that comes in a tin.
Perfect.
And if you turn, it's a beeswax, so it's like safe. If you turn the top of the tin over, it's got a little stand so that you could melt some snow and get water. It's lovely. It's a lovely thing. I gave it to all my nieces and nephews. Put one in their stocking every year, just in case.
Yes.
Because apparently that can keep you alive if you're buried in the snow overnight.
Where did you get that? I should do that for Christmas too.
I'll get you one.
Okay.
Kitty litter and shovel. I know it can get a little bulky in your trunk, but if you're driving any distances, it's better to be safe than sorry.
And you should check those batteries that you've got for your flashlight because, of course, the cold will affect the batteries,
Yes.
right? Okay, so you've been around since 1953. You've got 300 locations in 10 provinces. Carla, where can people find OK Tire online?
They can find us at www.oktire.com, Twitter at OKTire, and also on Facebook.
Awesome. Thanks for coming in. And thank you very much for
Yes,
little
I know.
emergency kits.
Thanks for having me.
She